We're just days away from the 127th running of the Penn Relays presented by Toyota. I'm Renee Washington, and today we're going to take an inside look into why the track and field world loves coming to the city of brotherly love every April for the largest and oldest track and field event in the country, the Penn Relays. It's an event that dates back to 1895 when historic Franklin Field hosted just 9 races in front of roughly 5,000 fans. Back then, that was the largest attended track and field event in the city of Philadelphia. Today, that still remains the same, but on a much larger scale. Nearly 15,000 competitors from all levels, high school, college, professional, and masters will be coming to Philly from all over the world. Franklin Field is a place you want to be at the end of April. Over the course of 3 days, the University of Pennsylvania will welcome roughly 110,000 fans, and you can be one of them. With the pandemic in the rear view, the Penn Relays returned to full force last year, and the atmosphere didn't disappoint. We had some of the world's top track and field athletes competing for the right to stand on top of the podium and hoist the wheel or take home a gold watch. Of course, we can talk about the high level of competition every year, but the true atmosphere is brought by the fan base. People travel from all over the world to witness the Penn Relays, especially our friends from the Caribbean islands. There really is nothing quite like the energy you feel inside the stadium when a Championship of America race nears the finish line. Last year was the first year back, and this year is going to be even bigger. Join us from April 27th through 29th right here at Franklin Field.
Dear road rivals, you may have 4 wheels, headlights, and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. You see, the Camry's been named best-selling car in America. But cheer up, wannabe twinsies. If you try harder, maybe you can catch up. Later, Toyota.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Maybe there's a runner out there who always feels amazing, who doesn't need anyone to remind her why she's out there. Maybe there's this runner out there so full of running. Wherever this runner might be, we haven't found them yet, because we weren't looking for this one runner.
Non-stick surface. You're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on? Good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota, let's go places.
Join the rhythm, enjoy the flavor, the taste that you savor. Share with your friend and your neighbor. We're made in Jamaica. Join the rhythm, enjoy the flavor, the taste that you savor. Share with your friend and your neighbor. We're made in Jamaica. Grace Tropical Rhythms, join the rhythm.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike. Because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Powerful efficiency makes Toyota the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles 22 years in a row. Visit your tri-state Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Have you attended the Penn Relays? If you haven't, we welcome everyone. It's an event that welcomes all ages, ethnicities, genders, and more. And outside of the competition, we also have vendors, music, food, games, and much more right here outside of Franklin Field at Carnival Village. If you don't believe me, check it out for yourself.
When you look at the Penn Relays and you look at the title, it's referenced as a carnival. And that's really what it is. It's more than just a track meet.
It's really a giant festival. They call it the Penn Relay Carnival, and it is a carnival. It's a great show. It really is.
Even before you get to the gates, as I come up Walnut Street and all the things that are going on the outside, you got the track runners running around and people coming in, and you know when you get up past the train station that you're coming into a really big event.
I mean, it's an event. The Penn Relays is an event. It's rightfully named the Penn Relays Carnival. And I think people come for all reasons. People come because they're supporting someone specifically. They come because they're track and field fans. They love to see people compete over the weekend. They come for the fun that's here with the music and the atmosphere and the food and the carnival atmosphere. And I think a lot of people just make this an annual event.
But I go to the Penn Relays there just about every year. And I sit on the curve where all the old men sit with yellow caps. And if you go to the Penn Relays, look where the clock is underneath, and you'll see a bunch of old guys with yellow caps on. And I'm one of them. I've been one for some time.
I will go down in history as saying this is one of the best track and field meets in the country. And other than winning national championships and or being at the Olympic Games, I think the next thing that I would talk about would be the Penn Relays.
It accepts everyone, and everyone wants to be there. They want to be a part of it. There are people that have had the same seat for 40 and 50 years. That's just rare. It isn't just like a team sport. It's almost like an event that people feel like it's on my calendar forever.
I think a lot of people realize it's something they'll carry for life, and it's something that connects them to lots of others who've had the opportunity. So, you know, Penn has a special atmosphere that is big for our sport.
You can see it on TV, you can come and be part of it, but it gives you a place to get to see these great athletes on your own soil. You have the flags waving and the chants and the wave going on, but I don't think you get that festive, fun feeling anywhere else.
And then once you get in the stadium, it's just an electric atmosphere.
One of the things that's really special about the Penn Relays is it's not very often in the United States where you get a crowd like that and an experience like that as an athlete. In terms of size of crowd, atmosphere in the stadium, there's nothing that really matches the Penn Relays. It's incredible.
I've been in 4 Olympic Games and World Championship teams, and the crowds, maybe more, but they're none as loud.
The crowd is just crazy. I mean, they just go wild over that event.
When you say Penn Relays in New York, when you say Penn Relays down in Louisiana, everyone knows what the Penn Relays are about. And it had that significance during my time.
It's really interesting because being from the area, I competed in 77, 78, 79 as a high schooler. And for us, it was like the Holy Grail, because you look at the Olympics on television, and then when you go there, the stadium's the same. It's almost like, in a positive way, a cult-like environment.
Running at Penn Relays, you get a sense of if I can do it here, I can do it anywhere.
I don't know. It's just the essence of sport for me. It's a carnival. It's the energy involved and the appreciation for what people are going through, from the littlest kid to the Olympian. You know, it's the essence of being human.
When you compete in the Penn Relays, you've heard the stories, right? Your parents competed, your grandfather competed, your coach competed, and there's this long-standing history of people competing in the Penn Relays, and you know you're taking part in that. And I think there's a special moment there that happens for everybody.
It's a coming out, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations, and the downs are so low, but the highs are so high that you can't help but want to be a part of it, just to see, nothing else, just to see what the grade you're going to get at the end.
The Penn Relays is like a family coming together. And when you get there, it's just like you can't wait until the next year.
I'm sure long beyond my coaching years, I'll be coming to the Penn Relays too. It's a special time, a special event.
Dear non-stick surface. You're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, well, that's what it feels like when things get rough. Good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Calibrating technology evolution. Initiating optimal rolling motion. Cloud Surfer. Make waves.
Join the rhythm, enjoy the flavor, the taste that you savor. Share with your friend and your neighbor. We're made in Jamaica. Join the rhythm, enjoy the flavor, the taste that you savor. Share with your friend and your neighbor. We're made in Jamaica.
Grace Tropical Rhythms. Join the rhythm.
From the day you're accepted to college to the day the education has finally paid off, College Ave Student Loans is here to help with stress-free private student loans. From starting college to refinancing your college loans, you can breathe easy all along the way.
Dear road rivals, you may have 4 wheels, headlights, and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. You see, the Camry's been named best-selling car in America. But cheer up, wannabe twinsies. If you try harder, maybe you can catch up. Later, Toyota.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
The city of brotherly love is enriched in our nation's history. The birthplace of America. The Declaration of Independence was signed just down the street. Franklin Field, the oldest 2-tiered stadium in the country, is a part of that history. College football's first telecast, the former home for the Philadelphia Eagles, and even College Game Day was here in 2002. But it all started in 1895 with the Penn Relays, when Franklin Field first officially opened its doors.
Penn Relays began in 1895. In fact, it was the very first event held in the newly constructed Franklin Field. In that first year, 5,000 spectators showed up. It was the largest attendance ever at a Philadelphia track meet, and that was an amazing crowd. The relays grew quickly from just 9 relay races in 1895 to more than 30 within 3 or 4 years. By 1914, England had sent a team over from Oxford, and it just continued to grow very quickly. One of the great things about the relays is that it brings together all levels of competition, from elementary school up through high school, college, to pros, and to have people from all different levels of competition competing even on the same day. That's just an awesome feeling. But then you also have the size of the stadium, the fact that we can put 45 to 50,000 people in here. The acoustics are tremendous, and the sound that is heard on the track is energizing for athletes, and as they get turned on, the crowd gets turned on that much more. Any Olympic year creates a certain buzz throughout the sport, throughout the country. And Franklin Field and the Penn Relays is no different. We'll see people who have been Olympic champions here in greater numbers this year. And what's really exciting is that we will see future Olympic champions running as high school kids perhaps, or college kids. And you won't know it now, but 4 and 8 and 12 years from now, you're going to say, I remember seeing him back when. And that is one of the great intriguing aspects of the relays, that you see people as they're coming up, as they're at the peak of their fame, as they're on the back hill side of their careers. You see them at all different times. I think if you're new to Philadelphia and you talk with someone and mention Penn Relays, everybody in this city has either run here or has had a parent or a child run here, or at least knows someone who ran here. It becomes essentially a family event, however you want to define family, whether it's parent, child, family, or it's a fraternity, or just a bunch of classmates who come back every year. You start getting ticket buyers who hold on to blocks of seats because they're there, they meet up with friends that maybe they don't see but once a year, and this is the place where they see them. It's that draw, that linkage to the past and the present and looking forward to the future that helps tie this whole thing together.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike, because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Powerful efficiency makes Toyota the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles 22 years in a row. Visit your tri-state Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Maybe there's a runner out there who always feels amazing, who doesn't need anyone to remind her why she's out there. Maybe there's this runner out there so full of running. Wherever this runner might be, we haven't found them yet, because we weren't looking for this one runner.
From the day you're accepted to college to the day the education has finally paid off, College Ave Student Loans is here to help with stress-free private student loans. From starting college to refinancing your college loans, you can breathe easy all along the way.
Dear road rivals, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Nissan and Ford charge extra for maintenance. At Toyota, we take care of our drivers. Join us. Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Calibrating technology evolution. Initiating optimum rolling motion. Cloud surfer. Make waves.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, well, that's what it feels like when things get rough. Good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Although the energy stays the same, the fans always bring the noise. The athletes never disappoint. The Penn Relays has continued to evolve every year, just like everything else. The competition on all levels has strengthened, and the schedule has slightly shifted. So let's check in with Claire Hewitt, Director of Operations for the Penn Relays, to see what's in store for this year's schedule.
So we made some pretty big changes to the schedule last year, and those were largely well received. The biggest change we made last year was to align college women and men into the weekend. And so it makes a lot of sense for programs that are combined, for travel, but also for competition. There's nothing like the Saturday crowd at Penn Relays, and so to have a whole group of competitors that never got that opportunity, that never competed on a Saturday, just wasn't right. You know, every championship meet, you'll alternate men first, women first, year to year. And so let's get with the times and let's make the change here. The only major change we're making this year is to shift the boys and girls high school schedules. So boys will compete on Thursday for the first time, and girls will be Friday with some on Saturday for the first time for them, which is a huge opportunity, and very excited to get to see them compete in the spotlight. So from here on out, we'll be alternating years back and forth between the high school girls and boys. You know, some of the championships will be on Saturday. Girls will now filter in with the collegiate programming and get to experience those huge crowds that we all know and love. The other change for high schools is that the sort of distance portion of events, the mile, the 3,000 meters, and the distance medley championship for boys and girls will both be contested on Friday evening back-to-back to kick off on running distance night on Friday.
Every year, the Penn Relays feature the top athletes in the world, and this year is no different. The Olympic development races will feature the top athletes in their respective events, from Olympians to NCAA national champions and even a Philadelphia Eagle. Let's hear from Steve Dolan, the Frank Dolson director of the Penn Relays, about this year's professional fields.
Welcome to Franklin Field. We're so excited for the 127th running of the Penn Relays. It's been an incredible response over the last couple of months. The ticket sales are up, the entries are up for high school, college, and we have an unbelievable Olympic development program set up for the meet. We have an outstanding Olympic development program set up this year with many world-class athletes that have competed in the Olympic Games and the World Championships. The program starts on Friday evening with some excellent middle distance events. One of the highlight events of the evening will be the women's 800. Two of the great runners from the Atlanta Track Club, Olivia Baker, who has local ties, and Allie Wilson, will highlight that field. Both have run 158 in the past and are amongst the best in the United States. We also have multiple NCAA champions in that field with Danny Jones, Michaela Meyer, and Aaliyah Miller. So that's going to be an awesome women's 800 on Friday night. And also on Friday night, we have a men's steeple will be a highlight event. We have Olympians in the steeple and some of the very best in the United States. They'll be showcasing their skills right here in Franklin Field on Friday night. And then on Saturday afternoon, we're going to have some incredible performances here amongst our Olympic development program. One of the highlights events will be the men's 110 hurdles. Returning champion last year, Devin Allen, will be showcasing in the hurdles. And he'll have a nice international field with Orlando Bennett, one of the top hurdlers from Jamaica, and Rafael Pereira, an Olympian and one of the top runners from Brazil. That's going to be an outstanding race. And then the women's, too, we have great sprint fields. The women's 200 and the women's 400 have Olympic and World Championships levels competitor. I know they're going to light it up here in Franklin Field. One of the highlights events last year was the women's 600. It'll be a highlight event again this year. We've got some great athletes in that one. Ajay Wilson will be returning, USA multiple-time champion and Olympian, to lead that field, along with Ntoya Gold, the Jamaican record holder at 800 meters. The women's 600 is sure to be a great event. Also on Saturday, we're going to have some awesome middle distance races. The Benjamin Franklin Mile on the men's side will be a highlight event. George Beamish from New Zealand is one of the top runners in the world. He'll be in that field, along with Mario Garcia Romo, who is a high-level performer from Spain. In addition, we've got Festus Lagat from Kenya and Joe Klecker from the U.S. That men's mile is going to be something special. And then finally, the women's 1500. Some local flavor there with a great on-runner, Gisette Andrews. She's a sub-4-minute 1,500-meter runner. She'll be back here in Franklin Field showing her stuff at 1,500. It's going to be a great program. The Penn Relays is very proud to be a part of the World Athletics Tour. And the athletes are coming out because they want to compete in an amazing historic place like Franklin Field, one of the greatest crowds in the world. It's an electric experience for the athletes and really a stepping stone for their careers to the Olympic Games and the World Championships. Our Olympic development program is something special. We're excited about the international crowd that we have coming to compete. Can't wait to see everybody in Franklin Field. It's going to be quite a celebration.
We had the chance to hear the fans' perspective about the Penn Relays. Let's hear what the athletes think about it. We had the chance to catch up with a pair of two-time Olympians, both of whom competed in last year's Olympic development events. 2022 World Indoor Champion Ajay Wilson and Philadelphia Eagle and one of the fastest hurdlers in the world, Devin Allen.
I've been watching the Penn Relays on TV for as long as I've been running track or watching track. So, just the history behind the meet is something that, kind of makes it very cool.
I've been racing at Penn Relays since I was in high school, and I remember it was always exciting to get out of school a little bit early to come compete. And then coming back on the weekend Saturday to watch the pros race, USA versus the world, was always like one of the highlights of the year.
Ajay Wilson, is from that area. Sidney McLaughlin's from that area. A lot of those guys that came to run in that meet as a pro that are Olympic gold medalists, world record holders, are like from that Jersey, Pennsylvania, DC, Delaware, New York area within 2 hours of Penn Relays. And they grew up, watching that meet or competing in it in high school. So I think it's cool to come back as a pro.
And then to come back as a pro my first year to run there, and as often as I've been able to, that there's been races for me to compete in, I come back because it's always great energy, great atmosphere, and it's one of the few meets that's still close to home, so family and friends can come and support and see me race.
I'm looking forward just for the environment again. It's definitely one of the biggest meets in the U.S. and probably one of the bigger meets that I've been to in terms of just the number of fans and number of people there.
It's a great atmosphere to just connect people, fans to athletes, athletes to other athletes, and sometimes, the pros. So I think that's a really special part to the Penn Relays.
It's at least 20, 30,000, people. Which, other than the U.S. Olympic trials and world champs and meets like the Prefontaine Classic, there's not really many meets where you have that many people in the U.S. That's kind of like a thing that Europe's known for and Asia's known for is a huge crowd. So getting to do that in the U.S. at Penn Relays is pretty awesome.
It's amazing that so many athletes are choosing to put this in their calendar. It's definitely hard to, bring some of the bigger names out to these meets.
It's bar none, one of the better meets in the world in terms of just like atmosphere and competition.
The fact that Penn Relays has been able to do it for the last 2 years has been amazing. And especially since I live in the city, it's nice to have friends that I see around the world here in my own backyard.
I had a great time, probably one of my favorite meet experiences and memories so far in my career, which is awesome. So I look forward to doing it again.
As you can see, there's nothing quite like the Penn Relays. The fans, the competition, the atmosphere, you have to see it to believe it. So what are you waiting for? The 127th running is set for April 27th to 29th, right here at Franklin Field. Join the fun and take in some of the best athletic performances in the world right here in the city of brotherly love. We've been doing this for 127 years. What else can we say? The Penn Relays is definitely a Philly thing. See you all at Franklin Field.